Oh, hey there. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I was just getting my night coffee to keep going on and talking about weird games and stuff like that. Oh, actually, I have this thing installed that I do want to check out. Like, it's kind of cool. I hope you guys like it, but at the same time, it's like I can see it. You guys can't, but it's a cool function. You guys might like it, and I took the idea from Wanderer. So let's see where it takes us. Hold on. Whoa. Oh. Okay. Maybe it's got some bugs in it. I wasn't really expecting to change to a different character. Hold on. Oh, oh, okay. That's enough traveling for a while. Let's get on to the review. Jesus. Wanderer VR is a post-apocalyptic game. It takes place in a world where everything is washed over. There's water everywhere. You're in a major city, and you're there to go find your grandpa's workshop. On the way, you get stopped by the tribes and stuff like that. But you also meet up with Samuel, a very helpful watch that allows you to travel through time, and he is your companion throughout the whole scenario in order to fix up the foobar that this whole situation is. Everything is completely fucked, but you can go back through time and fix all these altered timelines to essentially make life correct and to set it on the correct path that it was supposed to be. Now, this game has many similarities. It is a puzzler, so there's a few other puzzle games. A previous one that I played was the Room VR, and the Room VR was very interesting. I don't know if you've ever played any of the Room series games, but that one with the Room, that one's more sequential-ish. Another game, which I haven't tried personally, but is very similar, is also Myst, and Myst has been updated, so it's more of a first-person walk-around puzzle solver as well as a VR experience too. But with Wanderer VR, it is very much like those games. It starts off with one item and then progresses into the next and to the next to the next, where one item will lead you to three other items that will be necessary to solve the bigger picture. And it branches out, it spiders. It's kind of fun. It spiders out and you're like, okay, I need this item. All right, I need this item in order to get this item. Cool. And it branches out and then slowly comes back in so that it wraps everything up and hits the climax of the story. With the story, it is very much so a timey-wimey game. It does take draws from places in history. You will meet Tesla. You will meet people from Woodstock, although I think they call it Woodwalk in there. And those people are kind of changed a little bit, but essentially you just meet major people in time as you take over other people's bodies. If that makes sense. You take place as somebody else when you're traveling through time. So you're not really impeding on that timeline per se, because you're them, but you also do bring out items from other points of history. It gets kind of weird on that. There's a few plot holes. So it's a little timey-wimey, but it's all in fun and games for that puzzle solving experience. Now with the gameplay, there's a few likes and dislikes with it. One of the likes I've already mentioned before was that the puzzle solving, it branches out and it's a lot of fun to just try to figure out what you need and do it. The puzzle solving portion works. It's fantastic. It's what that game was made for. I enjoy it a lot. I completely recommend it because of that. The concept of time traveling is also really cool. Literally just jumping between times to fix and alter other times that are down that way. Granted, there's a few plot holes that you could be like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, how does that make sense? Why did that still stick even though the prior events happened? But you might notice that while you're playing, but throughout it, it's a fun little puzzle solver. There's also a lot of non-interactable items that you can go through that have a fair amount of detail when you look at them. So there's a good amount of interaction there. There could always be more. With that being said, though, I do have a few gripes with the game in terms of the gameplay, but one of them is the player collision as well as turning some dials or interacting with some of the puzzle objects. So with turning some of the dials, especially one of the cases where it was just like trying to turn it like this, it wouldn't turn very smoothly that you would expect, and that was kind of a little bit irritating, and it was especially a timed event, so it was just like trying to get it done quickly so that you don't lose in that time event and have to redo it all over again was kind of a pain. But they do give you a lot of time, so there is a little bit of compensation for that. Some of the button pressing situations are kind of annoying because your player body collides with like a border or something like that, so you can't really like lean over the puzzle and like get a good look at it. So I wish it was like allowed you to be a little bit closer to collision boxes, I guess you could say, just so that you can actually like get really close up to it. There is some situations where you kind of have to look into something. Some of the weird choices I think is also the inventory thing. In the game, you can upgrade your watch. You can either upgrade their looks, if you pick up certain items and stuff like that, and extract it for essence so that you can change the look. There's also these little crystal balls around here that allow you to upgrade your watch's inventory. And after a while, like, they become kind of moot point because you've already unlocked all your inventory space. I feel like that inventory unlocking space is kind of moot point. Like, I wish they would just give you all 5 spaces so that you can just do the puzzle solving alone. But I guess it's kind of a challenge thing. There is a few achievements on there where it's just like, do it in X amount of jumps or whatnot. So I guess there's a little bit of a challenge to that, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of an unnecessary limitation. Like, I feel like it could have been there for like a even more story purpose, or like it had a better use. I don't know. It was kind of a weird feeling for me. Like, it's just like, okay, I guess it could be in here. Again, kind of minor, but it was just kind of something I noticed where it's just like, whatever. On top of that, though, there's 2 major ones. One, I wish I could skip the rock band thing so I don't get content hit on it, but I mean, that's moot point. Not everyone's a content player. The song is not bad. It's just kind of awkward, especially like trying to bebop some of the songs, but whatever. I gotta play more of those VR games that do that floating music playing ones, and there are a few out there. I just don't remember the name off the top of my head. The other major one is I ran into a couple of glitches. The one glitch is being the candle thing. If you set everything to white, as far as I know, there's no way to extinguish it and reset the puzzle. So I wish there was an easy way to reset the puzzle, or something that was there that was just like indicated like, oh yeah, you do this and you put on top, you can reset the puzzle. It really put a hamper on like progressing through the story, which was kind of a pain. The other thing too is you can soft lock yourself. I might be the only one. I don't know how easy it is to soft lock in general, but I played the game consistently for a while and got to the point where I was able to be ahead of the game, but not. So I was too far into the game in order to recover where I needed to be, if that makes sense. It sounds weird. You gotta play the game. If you end up finding that soft lock, come back here, leave a comment, and then we'll know what you mean. But like, there's definitely a portion where it was just like really hard to figure out what I needed to do. And I had to look it up. I was like, how am I supposed to do this? And come to find out, it was like, just restart the chapter. So if you experience a soft lock, or you feel like you soft lock, redo the chapter. That might help you out, and then you might be able to progress forward and get where you need to go. But with that, we have a couple of final things which we should look at, which is visuals and the sounds of the game.
Helmut! Helmut! We are under attack!
Dear God. What happened here? Who did this? This moment was meant to be our crown and achievement. We may not be alone. As much as I appreciate the scenery, I think we should find out why we're here and move.
So, with the visuals and the sounds of Wanderer VR, the visuals are great. You can see some of the nice bottles in there, or like some of the nice objects where it's like, wow, this is really detailed for something this small and like maybe glanced over. But they did put quite a few details in there. The human models, I would say the humanoid models in there, they could be more detailed, but they're passable. Like, I don't have any complaints with it. They're just the characters in that story. But the pickup objects definitely have a lot of detail that I guess I wouldn't expect. But as for the sounds and the music, there isn't too much in the way of music per se, with the exception of the rock band situation, and we've already talked about that. You know what I'm talking about. The sound ambience sounds great. Like, the sounds when you're using objects, they sound great. They don't kind of sound out of place. Like, everything kind of works. There really isn't anything much to say about sound. But that being said, I would probably rate this game at like 8.5 to 9. Why I knock it a few points, running into the glitches, as well as like the nice to haves where I just want to be closer to the game object, or the smoothness of interactables. Like, that's what knocks it a few points. Other than that, I really recommend this experience. Keep in mind, it is a one-shot experience, or at least in my opinion, it's a one-shot experience. Just because once you solve the puzzles, you kind of already know how everything flows. You literally would, like, if you played it again, then you would just be like, boom, 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 and then kind of solve it already. Unless you're out for the achievements, but I really wasn't. This has been my review of Wanderer VR. I really hope that you folks get to try it. If you do, please let me know. Give me a comment. I want to hear your discussion on Wanderer VR. If you've played it before, what do you like and dislike about Wanderer VR? And on top of that, if you guys do get it and enjoy it, then let me know. I want to know. Let's talk. Anyways, I shall leave you lovely folks be. And if you folks want to watch me stream and stuff like that, go to twitch.tv/blargdragon and catch me there. I stream generally Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and do community day Saturdays. If you guys want to play with me or whatnot, then definitely catch me. But that has been the review of Wanderer VR. I hope you folks have a fantastic night, and I will see you later.